In our new constitution, the right to own private property is included in there. So make sure that you have title deeds for your home. Let's hear what the expert has to say on this matter.
Title deeds are a document which confirms and certifies that a person has rights to a property. Every human being enjoys two types of rights: what we call personal rights, which are things like the right to life, the right to religious belonging, the right to assemble with whoever, the right to associate, and the so-called human rights are personal rights. They die with the individual. Then there are those rights which are permanent, which are called real rights. These are rights you enjoy in a property. So title deeds confirm that the person written on that title deed is the owner and the enjoyer of real rights in a property. Our research has shown that generally our indigenous people do not know about real rights. This is the reason why they are not demanding as a matter of right that they should have title deeds to their properties. It all started with colonialism, where black people were not allowed to own property in low density areas which were reserved for whites. The whites then would be given title deeds. The whites would own farms, and those farms would be given title deeds. While if we stayed in communal areas where land was and still is communally owned, and the people don't enjoy any title deeds to their homes in the rural areas. Coming to towns, people were then restricted to what were called townships. And in these townships, people were simply renting and would be given rent cards by the municipalities. They did not enjoy title deeds. Come independence, we upgraded rentals to home ownership. Then started giving people home ownership cards. We did not go further to now give them title deeds. But the law in the country allows people to enjoy title deeds as long as you have agreed with the seller. And when you come to land in townships or in western suburbs or what we call high density areas, this land is generally owned by a local authority, a city council, a municipality, a rural district council, urban local authority. These are the owners of the land. They own that land and are selling that land to our residents. So as long as there's an agreement between a buyer and a seller of a piece of land, they can give one another title deeds. Our people have not been demanding, being buyers of urban land, they've not been demanding the title deeds. That is the reason why our research has actually shown that 96% of all houses in high density areas don't have title deeds, and yet they should have title deeds. The impact of the absence of title deeds is that our people own what is called in economics dead capital. It is capital which is not breathing, not alive, not finding itself in banks, not finding itself being liquidated into money. So you have lots of people who want to start businesses, whom we are called small to medium scale enterprises. They end up borrowing money which is very expensive, going to Chimbazo because they cannot approach banks. If they approach a bank, the bank will ask for collateral security. They are sleeping in a house which is fully paid, which could be used as collateral security, but they can't use it as collateral security because it has no title deeds. Internationally and world over, the security respected by financial institutions is a title deed. So we are actually saying 96% of Zimbabweans who own houses in this country are being denied access to money because they don't have title deeds. Local authorities must also make it easy for people to obtain title deeds. We understand government policy and the necessary consultations required before communal areas can acquire title deeds. But we are also saying all land which has been designated commercial within communal areas should enjoy title deeds. All land which is at growth points, rural service centers, should enjoy title deeds. Only the land which is under the control and the jurisdiction of the chiefs or traditional leaders can be excluded from title deeds. But for now, all land of commercial viability should enjoy title deeds. Well, there are properties which are owned by councils, which are being rented from council. There is a Roman old law which says that anyone who is in possession of another's land for more than 30 years is deemed to own it. And I'm sorry to say that most of the land, the houses being leased from councils, have been on rent for more than 50 years. And the people who are in those houses should claim the right to ownership from those councils by virtue of this Roman law principle which I mentioned. And we have approached the Ministry of Local Government as the ministry responsible for the local authorities to advise the local authorities that they cannot make people rent houses forever. They must give them to sitting tenants who must then have title deeds. But for now, before they claim ownership, they can't have title deeds. So they need to claim that ownership first. And we are making this abundantly clear to the nation that no one should lease property for more than 30 years without claiming title. They should claim ownership. And then they have title deeds. And then they get empowered in the process.